Hello, my name is Marty Miller. Talk a little bit of how I got into the horses, and well, I've always loved horses, even when I was a little kid. My mom always said she put me out by the fence to watch the horses when I was a baby. She put me in a stroller next to the fence, and that's where I was most comfortable at. And I still love watching them today, just running around or eating grass, grazing, whatever. So, but I always knew when I was a kid. I grew up Amish, so I didn't really have the outside world. I had some, but not a lot. But I always knew there was a way to connect with a horse without using a lot of gimmicks, like throwing them down. Some people like doing that, and maybe a lot of whips and stuff. There's a proper way of using that, and there's a wrong way of using that. That's sort of so I learned how to. Watched a lot of trainers. I remember when I was probably 13 years old, my cousin Lamar Plank gave me a magazine, a Western Horseman, that he took out of a wastebasket in his teacher's in the classroom. And he gave me one, and there was an article in there about a horse trainer that was using a war bridle. And he used it in a way that was a good way. He pulled and released it when the horse did the right thing. And it made so much sense to me, and I started understanding that. But I used the chain under their jaw, and I ran my horses around in circles, lunging them, and I'd pull on them and keep their ear hooked onto me. We had a nice big ring around in our yard, but that's where I trained my horses when I was a kid. And I got a little Mustang mare when I was, I'd say 14 years old. She wasn't really broke or nothing. And I got her going pretty good. I could ride her, but nobody else could really ride her. But I always wanted to get better and explain stuff to people. I watched a lot of trainers when I got a little older. Me and my cousin Lamar, we traveled a lot and went to Madison, Wisconsin to the horse fair. Went to Illinois quite a bit. Illinois Horse Fair. I grew up in a little town called Cadwell, Illinois, just about 5 miles southwest of Arthur, Illinois. And so I grew up in a small town, and so we traveled up to the horse fair in Springfield. And I think my first trainer over there, I seen Buck Brenneman, and I was fascinated by the way he could get a colt to listen to him. Within an hour, he was riding this thing and just pretty much loping around. The horse was just doing whatever he was told to do. So it was really fascinating to be able to connect with a horse really quick. And to do that, you got to be their buddy, and you got to change my body language to them. And that's how I started learning that stuff. And I learned that working on the front end helps a horse a lot better than disengaging hindquarters. I'm not against that, but it also, to engage the hindquarters keeps the horse in balance. So that really helped me out a lot. On my horse Snip, I know there's a video on the YouTube that I started. That was my first horse I started that with, and it really come around quick. I always got him on the correct lead. Every time he loped off, he was just so easy. I think the second time I rode him, I was talking to my other cousin, Terry Slayball, and we were just talking about different things, and I was like, this is the way it is. And I stood on his back, cracked a lunge whip on him on my second ride. So he come around pretty quick, and I realized that's the path I really wanted to take. And then I got into reining, and that's really tough discipline. You got to have finesse. You got to have a lot of control with your horse. And so I love the tough stuff, I guess. So that's why I went on into reining. And so it's just it just keeps evolving. Every year I feel like I improve. I keep improving all the time. And it's nothing, I like to say a horse is nothing different than a rope. I know a horse has a mind, and they got blood running through their veins. They got a mind, they can think. But also, if you don't have good hands and body language, the horse won't do anything. If I drop this rope, it just falls. But if I can actually do something, I got a lot of room to work this rope right now, but I can make this rope do a lot of different things by moving my hands in the proper position. I can open it up and send it out there and maybe rope something, or do a hula handing over my head, or do a little bit of rope tricks if I work my hands properly. This rope won't do anything unless you work it with your hands. You got to get good with that, and that's why I see it with the horse too. I can't talk to them in our language, so I gotta change my body language to them and learn how they want to respond and how they communicate. So it's a lot of my part to learn. I can't blame the horse for it because we bring them into our world, and so I got to change my world to them. So it really helps, and they really come around pretty quick. It's pretty nice. I work with a lot of Amish horses, the buggy horses, and a lot of problem horses, which some balkers, ones that didn't want to go, and I really learned a lot over the time that I messed with those horses. And I have people calling me up, and I talk to them over the phone and help them out over the phone. So it really helps a lot. You start to understand where the horses are coming from. You understand where the humans are coming from. A lot of people just don't understand what to do. So I want to try to break everything down into a simple form where the human can understand it. If a human can't understand it, I don't know how the horse is going to understand it. So that's sort of my story there. Hopefully you guys will enjoy my video. We should have a couple more. Hopefully we'll have some more later on throughout this year, maybe even next year. So hopefully you guys enjoy all this. So with that, good luck and have fun with your horses. Thank you. My name is Marty Miller.